Urgent! America's team fan! Look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Cowboys to sign OL Sahdik Charles. Sahdik Charles recently visited the Cowboys, and that meeting has produced a contract. Team and player agreed to terms on Wednesday, per NFL Network's Mike Garafolo. Charles retired in August, months after inking a Titans contract, but his desire to resume his career after missing the 2024 campaign brought about interest from Dallas. Shortly after his recent visit, the veteran offensive lineman now has an opportunity in place to compete for a roster spot this offseason. The Cowboys could still be in the market for O-line help during the draft, but in any event, Charles will aim to provide them with depth up front. The 25-year-old played out his rookie contract in the nation's capital. Charles logged only 2 offensive snaps during his rookie season, but over the following 2 years he operated on a part-time basis. 2023 was by far his busiest campaign. Charles started 10 of his 11 appearances working exclusively at left guard. The LSU product was charged with 4 sacks and 37 pressures allowed by PFF, helping result in an overall grade of just 55. Between that level of performance and the fact he was out of the game last season, Charles' Dallas pact will no doubt check in at or near the league minimum. ESPN's Todd Archer adds, to no surprise, this is a 1-year agreement. The Cowboys entered Wednesday with 37 66mm in cap space, so this agreement will not have an impact on any other veteran additions being planned before or after the upcoming draft. As expected, Dallas lost 2010's All-Decade team member Zach Martin to retirement this offseason. As a result, the team's right guard position is a question mark for the first time since 2014. Charles will likely receive a look at that spot as the Cowboys aim to find a short and long-term Martin replacement. At a minimum, he will have the opportunity to restart his career with a strong training camp performance. Pausing this news, just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest America's team news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Cowboys urged to consider veteran receiver and free agency Keenan Allen may not be as explosive as he used to be, per se. But the fact remains that the Dallas Cowboys still do not have a definitive WR2. Next to CeeDee Lamb, mock drafts say the Cowboys could very likely find that player in the first few rounds of the NFL draft, and we aren't disagreeing with that idea. But we wouldn't be surprised if the front office went another direction either. In the event that owner Jerry Jones has another prospect in mind in the draft, the free agency market would be the next best option to find Dallas a starting caliber receiver. Except, the well is almost dried up. The Cowboys have missed on numerous rumor mill proposals, including Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, and DK Metcalf, to name a few. Was Dallas going to cough up loads of money for those guys to be a second option? No way. That's why many of them signed $20 million deals elsewhere, despite any Cowboys rumors. However, there are still some options that may be slightly more affordable. One player still searching for a new home is Keenan Allen from the Chicago Bears. The longtime Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver spent 11 seasons in SoCal before getting traded to the Chicago Bears before the 2024 season in exchange for a 4th-round pick. After a 1-year, $1 million contract, Allen has now become an unrestricted free agent. In many eyes, he is the top receiver still available right now. The Dallas Cowboys could change that, and it wouldn't be a bad idea either. Allen is 32 years old, and while 2024 was the biggest production drop-off of his career thus far, context matters. He was in a Chicago offense lead by an up-and-down rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams and a crowded receiver room alongside DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. Still, Allen found ways to contribute. He progressively got better as last season went on and was Chicago's most reliable target on 3rd downs and in the red zone. He put up 744 yards and 7 touchdowns on 70 receptions as a second option 27. 3 target share. Allen's play style may be reminiscent of Brandon Cooks, and we saw how that played out in Dallas, but under new coaching, the Cowboys may find a fit for Allen's strengths in the game plan. He may not blow the top off of defenses with downfield speed, but his precise route running, elite hands, and overall veteran reliability would serve quarterback Dak Prescott well. He also has been known to be a willing run blocker on the outside, something that could benefit a Brian Schottenheimer offensive scheme. There's no guarantee you can get that kind of reliability out of a rookie. Allen still provides a lot of value, especially in a second option role. But an issue for the Cowboys would be the financials. Dallas still has some spending money, but they likely will not pay top dollar for a receiver when they could invest in a rookie or find a cheaper option. Allen's Spotrac market value is set at $1 million annually, which could work out in the Cowboys' favor on a one-year experimental deal. But remember, he was given $18 million last year. He could have a much steeper asking price than his perceived value. Nonetheless, Keenan Allen is as enticing a free agent receiver as there is on the market. Whether or not Dallas looks to invest in his services depends on their plans in this month's NFL draft and any other selectively aggressive moves this offseason. Next man up, Jonathan Mingo has plenty to prove in year 2 with Cowboys. While the Cowboys weren't exactly quiet during free agency this spring, there is still plenty of work to do for this team that finished 710 in 2024. Not only did they add some key players in free agency and via trades, but they also resigned some of the core depth as well. Still, there are other guys on this team that must take that next step in order for the Cowboys to be successful in 2025. Today, we'll continue the Next Man Up series with wide receiver Jonathan Mingo. Name Jonathan Mingo position, wide receiver experience. 2 years games played starts, 20 years left on contract 2. How acquired trade key stat 15 first downs in 2023 the past. As it stands, Mingo is trying to prove he was worth the Panthers spending a second-round pick to acquire him out of Ole Miss in 2023. He got off to a solid start for a very bad Panthers team in his rookie season, producing more than 400 yards along with 15 first downs in 14 starts while averaging 7 yards per catch in the process. His struggles with finding the end zone could easily be more attributable to the struggles of rookie quarterback Bryce Young, throwing for only 11 touchdowns that entire season to 10 interceptions, 16 games. The present there's clearly something. The Cowboys saw in Mingo that led them to send their 2025 fourth-round pick to the Panthers to acquire him just ahead of the 2024 trade deadline, but things are off to a rocky start. But much like his time in Charlotte, it's largely due to inconsistent and, at times, poor quarterback play in Dallas by way of a struggling Cooper Rush during much of Mingo's half-season with the Cowboys. The two could never get on the same page. And though Mingo's routes looked crisp on film, often getting separation and finding a way to get open, whenever he did, he was thrown a fried duck of a ball. The future. When he gets to training camp in Oxnard, his first with the Cowboys, an inaugural one with Dak Prescott, he'll have his first real chance at showing what he can do when an all-pro quarterback and former NFL MVP runner-up is throwing passes. To him, and with the backup quarterback role being shaken up rush now in Baltimore, Trey Lance joining the Chargers and Joe Milton landing in Dallas via trade, it'll be interesting to see if Milton can establish chemistry with the entire QB room. One thing is for sure, though, and that's the fact the Cowboys need someone to step up and be a consistently dynamic complement to CeeDee Lamb, and if they also grab an explosive receiver in this year's draft, Mingo will have that much more competition and that much more to prove. And now, America's team fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for your team. He'll be back any moment. With more America's team news, how about them Cowboys?